So yes, I do have a fluffy helper in the background here, and he's going to help us talk about annual planning. I want to take you through an annual planning template and give it to you in the hope that it's going to help you do annual planning. I had this come up in the product mentorship very recently, so I thought I'll sit down, I'll do a video on it. I know it's the beginning of 2026, so some of you might be doing annual planning. For those who missed the boat and did annual planning at the end of last year, I apologize, but maybe bookmark this for the end of the year. This template comes from a friend who is a founder and a CPO that I used to work with once upon a time. And this was his planning template that he used to take us through. And I think it's a very lightweight one. It's very easy to use. So I thought I'd make it available and give it all to you. So the way that this works from a planning perspective, and there's a lot of work you need to do beforehand. Like, it obviously assumes that you've got a vision. It assumes that you can kind of fill out the strategy part, right? Like, you've got some answers to it. If you don't have answers to this is another reason why I thought this template was a really good one to share more broadly. If you don't have a product strategy, this will help you create a super lightweight version of a product strategy. If you want to learn more about product strategy, I'll chuck a video up here on product strategy that I've done before. I also have an upcoming live product strategy course that I'll put a link down below. So how does all this work? Well, the first thing it does, and I think this is a really good spot to start with annual planning or any type of planning anyways, is to do a little bit of a reflection, right? So this one is organized around a SWOT analysis. You don't necessarily need to do a SWOT. You could do a retro here. But I think just looking back and being like, okay, what's been working well? What hasn't been working well? What is our strengths? What are our weaknesses? You know, what's opportunities? What's been happening, right? Get us in the right mindset of like what's been going on and what's happening moving forwards. Continuing on that theme, this is a bit of a bring out your dead type moment. It's kind of like what are things that we missed that we probably should have done, right? Like, so this is another reflection thing. What are some things that we should stop immediately? We should just stop doing. And then what are some of the issues that are going to prevent us from delivering on our goals and essentially our next 3-year kind of strategy? And then what are any general, tactical issues that you want to raise? So this is kind of like a brain dump. Like, what do we feel like we should stop doing? Honest reflection on what we missed. What is going to be blocking us, and anything else that you have, that's burned an issue, just kind of put it down on paper. And I think this is really useful, one, because we should absolutely address these things. But another reason why this is really useful is because it can just kind of get it off your plate, right? So when we start to plan ahead, we're not fixated on like these issues that we need to solve right now. There's always fires going on, and you can just feel like you want to solve all of those fires, and it can really just block you from thinking too far ahead, right? Like, you get really fixated on the now, the urgent stuff and the fires going on. So I think just getting them down on paper and being able to discuss them early on, at least for me, going through this process was very, very useful. The way that this is organized is that there's kind of a column for each person. Now, this was designed for a leadership team. You could do this as product trios. You could extend this to the full product team if you want to. But the idea is that it's silent brainstorming, right? Like, everyone has a voice and everyone has a say for each of these things, right? Once we've done that, we now project forwards, right? So there's a bit of a bring out your dad. Let's just reflect on the past. And now let's project forwards and look at the future. So we have a vision statement here. Then we have our strategy. Again, this is just like a summary of your strategy. If you don't have a strategy, it's going to help you do a very lightweight version of one. So filling out these boxes nonetheless, even if you did it collaboratively as a group, would be useful. But when I've done this in the past, this has kind of been pre-populated, right? Like, we've pre-populated it, we've discussed it, and it's a good opportunity to say, is our strategy still valid? Do we want to make any adjustments to our strategy? And often we circulate that as pre-reading beforehand. Another thing that's often pre-filled and also circulated as pre-reading beforehand is our roadmap. So this is a very high level, long-term roadmap. It can be a roadmap at any level, but normally this is a roadmap that's spanning more than 12 months. Because if you're planning for the year, then the roadmap needs to be something that looks beyond a year. And again, just like the strategy, this is just an opportunity to reflect and to review it and say, does anything make sense? Then we get into the planning part. So a lot of this is quite quick, this part, right? And you'll spend a decent amount of time, up front here, depending on how much time you want to allocate to this. This is normally like a full day workshop, I should say. So normally this would be the first hour or two. We'll kind of go through SWOT, we'll go through issue list. This part's usually a lot quicker in the middle here because these 3 sections are very much just reviewing. Do we agree? Do we want to change anything? If you need to develop these things because they don't exist, this workshop's going to blow out. So you could spend the whole first day kind of building this stuff. You could also time box it and spend like 2 hours doing this and use the middle of the day, but just be mindful of that. But usually in the past when I've done this, this has been a lot quicker. And then we get into planning the year. And what we do is we start with potential goals. So what we do as a group is we brainstorm. What are all the potential goals that we could have this year? So what are all the things that we want to do? Acknowledging everything we just went through, right? So acknowledging the strategy, acknowledging the vision, all the issues that we have, any reflections that we have on the past. What are the goals that we want to do? Then we go through it. We prioritize them as a team. We discuss them. We get rid of stuff. We take stuff in. And then we want to come up with a short, prioritized list of goals. And this shouldn't be like a lot of things because we need to focus, right? So if you've got a really crisp strategy, this will really hone things in. These will come from your strategy and it'll be like, these are the things that we can really do based on our strategy. Then what we do is we get into the planning part, right? So we take those goals, we put them along the top, and then we basically say, well, based on those goals, what outcomes do we want to drive? How do we make sure that these are measurable? And then as a result of it, what are those delivery milestones that we want to have from Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4? Now, this is where I think, in my experience, when it comes to planning, road mapping, and strategy, everything gets mixed up together and people get confused. So people try to manage everything just by outcomes, right? And the problem with only having outcomes is sometimes, we might not achieve that outcome for a couple of months. In fact, it could be longer than a quarter. We might not be really achieving something until Q2 or Q3 because we got like a lot of stuff that we need to do to kind of ramp up towards it. As a result of that, you end up spending the first 2 quarters basically with no other barometer and no other compass to help guide you other than your own like RAG status against the outcomes. Instead, if you've got these more delivery things, and this is planning to me, right? This is the difference between like execution and strategy to me, is we can have delivery milestones, right? We can have milestones to say, if we're heading towards this outcome, we expect to be here. Now, yes, output is not everything, but if we know that we haven't achieved, certain things by these dates, we can be pretty safely assumed that we're either behind or we're going to have problems or we might not make it to that outcome. Now, of course, we can pivot and we can adapt, but this is where, to me, it's not about hitting those milestones, no matter what, because again, outcomes are more important. It's more a barometer and a compass, right? Are we heading in the right direction? Have we delivered what we said we would? And are those things building on top of each other to get us closer towards that outcome? So I always think about it this way. You've got strategy, which guides your goals and it drives your outcomes. And then you can break those things down into deliverables, right? That's planning. That's what planning is. Planning is then breaking that down into like, well, we need to do this and we need to have that done. And this is why I've often said, if your roadmap has terms like design this, release that, and test that, and stuff like that, like test this feature, that's when you're at the planning stage. You're kind of down here, right? You're not at the roadmap stage because your roadmap should be focused on those big rocks and how we realize in our strategy. If we want to get down to those delivery milestones and actually having dates against that and stuff, what you're asking for is a delivery plan. And that's what we're trying to build here. We're trying to build a 12-month plan. So if we're going to do this, what are some of the milestones that we need to have done? What are the clear things that we want to have done? And you can get to the stage of also having accountable owners against all of this if you want to. But this is just a very simple template. It's very lightweight. Hopefully you can see. And I find it a very useful workshop. It's very good to, again, reflect and then revise ourselves on where we're heading and why we're heading that way, and then use all that information to essentially come up with a plan that is very outcome orientated, because we're going to start with goals and outcomes. And then we can still have all of those delivery milestones at the end of the day, but those delivery milestones are leading up to an outcome. So then we're making sure we're not just getting obsessed over hitting those milestones, we still have the outcome in mind. The only things I'll add onto this would be to also interrogate this plan, to spend some time maybe doing a pre-mortem and actually being like, okay, we've got our plan. What could go wrong? How can we interrogate this? How can we strengthen our plan? Any curveballs that come at us. Remember that a plan is just a plan. We can't predict the future. So again, this is why if I had the choice about having a multiple day kind of like offsite as a leadership team, I will always opt to spend that time doing strategy and not planning, right? Because planning comes from strategy. So we want to invest more time into strategy. And that's because if you get your strategy really crisp and really well, then planning is going to become much more easier as a result of that. So I'll provide a link to this down the bottom if you're interested in grabbing a template and copying it. Hopefully that's useful for you from a principle perspective, because I always like to break things down to a first principles perspective. You can think of this as 3 just core building blocks and steps. When it comes to planning, we need to reflect. We need to look backwards. We need to have an honest appreciation of what's happened and why, and what are we positioned to do well in and not. We need to spend time also reminding ourselves of our strategy, because again, planning is not about planning in the absence of strategy. Our annual plan should be helping us take an incremental step towards our strategy. So what is our long-term roadmap? What is that strategy? And what are the near-term things that we need to worry about this year? Once we have what those things are, then we can start to build a plan. And there is nothing wrong with that plan going down to having dates and milestones and managing those things, because that is planning. That's when you're at that level. So hopefully this is valuable for you. I'll leave it there. Anyone who was wondering his name, this is Socks. He's our black and white prince. And yeah, everyone say bye, Socks. What should they do next, Socks? Socks thinks that I should throw up 2 videos up here, one around product strategy and one around product roadmaps. And if anything that I said around strategy and roadmaps has piqued your interest about learning more about what a roadmap actually is and versus what a strategy actually is, go check those ones out.